Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Manasa and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the books that I read in June and the books that I want to read in July. Let's get into it without any further ado. So I read four books in June and none of them ended up being five-star reads. As bummed as I am about that, none of them were five-star reads. And I think it's okay. Some of them were good reads. So let's start. The first books that I read, I'm going to talk about two of them together because it's part of a duology, and it's the Shepherd King duology by Rachel Gillig. Now, I'm going to be sounding like a broken record here because I've already talked about these books multiple times. I will leave the link of the shirt that I've already discussed this book in detail in my description, so go check it out. But these books were really great. I mean, if you have been in a reading slump or you want to read romantasy or fantasy, then you should definitely pick these books up because they are so fast paced. They are not too long, and if you are scared of committing to a very big series, these are just two books. It's a duology. So you will be easily reading these books, and if you have a reading challenge to complete this year like me, you can easily read these two this year. Anyway, the story is about this main girl, Elspeth Spindle, and she lives in this kingdom, and this kingdom has been shrouded by this deadly mist, which if you get in contact with, you get infected. And it has been going on for a century or more, and I think more than a century, so many centuries. And the current king is trying to get rid of mist, this deadly mist. Our main girl was infected by this mist when she was a young girl, and nobody knows about it, but she also inherited some powers. And why nobody knows about it? Because if the king or people of the king learn about this, they kill you. So it was kept a secret, and she and her powers are also a secret. Other than that, there are these 11 cards that whoever uses these cards, they get this ability to have these powers because of these cards. So the current king is trying to collect these cards. All of the kings have tried to collect all of the 11 cards that they can destroy them, and no one has been able to achieve that. As the whole plot line, it's really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. Every chapter I end with, it was so good. I wanted to get back into the next one immediately. I used to read late at night, and I would just finish one chapter and be like, oh no, wait, I have to read the next chapter because the story just got better. Plus, the good point is that it's two books. Both the books have a different romance plot as well into it, so that was a very good interesting thing. But if you're also fed up with all the books we are being fed now with it's a whole of romance and no fantasy, you should not expect that in this book because romance is the subplot in this book, and as it should be in Romantacy, and the main plot is actually there, and that's really good. The world building is really good. So my suggestion is that definitely pick this up because it is such a good book. I will definitely recommend it. Anyway, moving on, the third book that I read for June was Ishq Attish by Sadia Rajput. Now, it's been a few years since I got into Urdu literature, and I am really enjoying reading Urdu literature. I have so many books in my TBR that I want to get to, but I am slowly doing that because I only read in audio, and it's the same case with this book as well. I read it on audiobook, and if you want to know where I got read it, it's on YouTube. I will leave the link in description. But I enjoyed this book. I had some issues with a few characters, and it's not because the story is not good. It's because of the decisions that they made and how it impacted different characters in the story, especially the main characters, and what they had to go through because of their decisions. That rubbed me the wrong way. I was not too excited about it. I did not like it. I was angry about it till the end. But other than that, the whole story is really good. You will really sympathize with these characters. You will cry with them. You will be heartbroken over what they're going through, and you will feel so helpless because you want to help. You want to turn around how things are going about, but you can't do anything but read ahead. You are seeing a car crash and you can't look away, but you have to look at it. So it's exactly like that. And despite the issues that I had, I enjoyed it. It was sad. It was my first sad Urdu book, and I was not really excited about that, but it was good to read. I've already done a full descriptive spoilers video on this in my previous video. YouTube video, so definitely go check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. I really had fun talking about it, so you should definitely watch it at least. But yeah, moving along, the third book, actually no, it's the fourth book, yeah. So the fourth book that I read for this month is a book for a book club that I recently joined, and it is Yesteryear by Carlo Clare Burke. This is a debut novel, and I think is understandable based on how the story goes. I mean, obviously the first books, it is like expected from the first book that it can't be perfect, and it's still good for her first book. I think it was done really well, but I like did not enjoy it that much. I mean, I was trying to enjoy it up until the midpoint of the book. I was really invested, but then the story, like, I felt like it just did not go where I wanted it to go, where the author wanted herself to go. I mean, I felt like she lost purpose at the end. I like it was not clear to her where she wanted the story to go. So yeah, I had like issues with the ending. I did not enjoy it that much. I gave it 3 stars. The story is about this Red wife who is an influencer, and she is living on this farm. She has a lot of kids. She is living there with her husband, very popular influencer. She has like 1 million of followers, but life is not as it seems online, and that's exactly what we get to see in this book. Other than that, like, there are a lot of themes that were touched upon in this book, and I was really enjoying them. But I felt like when I reached the midpoint of the book, like, it slowed down a little bit, and then was not enjoying it. Uh, like like the main character, she's like so hateful. You don't like her at all. And I don't remember ever reading a book where the main character was like not likable up until the end. I mean, characters are not likable, but at some point they are likable. But this character is evil and bad and like selfish throughout the book, and you are left asking the question that should I sympathize with her or should I not? I mean, no, she's a bad character. Her thoughts, look at her thoughts. She's not a kind person. Yeah, so you're like conflicted throughout the book that I don't like her. I should like her. She's the main character. So there was that as well, and I think I enjoyed that aspect of it, but I felt like the ending was abrupt, and some of the characters we did not get a closure on them. Some points I felt like should have been explained better than how they were. So still, I think it's a good read. It's the sort of the book where people are either going to love it or they will completely hate it and not like it. And I think I fall somewhere in between. But anyway, continuing on to July. Now I will be talking about all the books that I plan on reading in July. So for July, I've already started reading a book, and this book had been on my bookshelf for a few months, I think more than a few months now. And I was really excited to start this book, and it is none other than Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Now, I have read multiple Ali Hazelwood books. I will mention her somewhere on the screen. And I really enjoy reading her books. They're like really good. Her male characters are really amazing. They are such cutie pies, like most of them are. And I really like how they're like, a mix of grumpy, but they're also softy when we get to know them. And yeah, I would like really enjoy reading her books, and I was really excited about Bride, even though it's like a vampire, wolf, or a story which I am like not interested in. I feel like we have already done so many books on vampires and werewolves, like we should move on. And I really don't like reading about them, but I was like, it's just one book, it's not gonna hurt anyone. So yeah, I picked it up and I am really enjoying it so far. I have read 50%. I am on page 212 and I'm really enjoying it. Look how much I've already tapped. I mean, I've read half of the book and I've already tapped so much. It's like so cute. And they're supposed to be enemies in A Marriage of Convenience, but they're so cute. I really like them. So the story is about this main girl, Mithri Lark. She is like the daughter of the very powerful vampire in the vampire community, and she is said to marry the alpha of this werewolf pack, and his pack is like the biggest one in the country. And yeah, that's where the story starts from. The first chapter we start, it's their wedding, and how the first chapter ends. Like, it's so exciting. The world building is really good. All the things that have happened, and everything is like so well explained. Like, I'm really enjoying it, and I just look forward to completing it. It also has a second book. It came out. I think it's called Mate. It's also in the same universe, but completely different characters. So I will definitely pick that up next soon, I hope. But yeah, this is a good one. Next book. Again, I'm going to be sounding like a broken record, but the next book I really, really want to read is Alchemised by SenLinYu. I've already placed an order for this book, but I just wish it would come soon because it's been so long. I really want to start that book. This book came out last year, and I immediately added it to my list when I learned that this is the same author of Manacled, and I love Manacled. I still think about that book and how that book emotionally destroyed me. I mean, I had no words by the end of that book, so I knew that I was going to love Alchemized even before I saw the reviews of it. And I still see reviews of people talking about it and how, and I'm like so jealous. I'm like, I want to be one of them. I want to know everything, and I like really want to read that book. If it were in my hands right now, that is the book that I will be starting. I wouldn't have started right if I already had Alchemized, but since I did not have it, I had to start this one. So yeah, Alchemized is like a big priority for me this month. Anyway, moving forward, the different thing that I am doing this month is that I am doing a TBR jar. So I recently saw a lot of people doing TBR jars and I was like curious about it and what it is. So I made one for myself, and how it works is that all the books that I have on my physical and non-physical TBR, I have put them in this jar. Like I have been adding books to my TBR for like so many years, and some of them are like so old on my TBR. Like I don't know when I will be picking them up, and I don't think that's an ideal situation for me as well. And I really want to read them, but I just never pick them up. So I am trying to make things excited for me as a reader. So I made this TBR jar. Now this is how it works. I only had three colors, so it's purple, dark green, and light green. So for purple, I chose romance genre. Everything romance that I have is under purple. Then for the dark green, I have picked it for fantasy genre, fantasy, young adult fantasy, romantacy, any sort of books that are fantasy series are under the dark green section. Lastly, for the light green section, I have picked that one up for mysteries, thrillers, historicals, if I have any contemporaries, all of those books went under light green section. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna pick three from this jar, each from each genre, and that way I will have three books from my TBR jar, and then I can leave the rest of the month for any other books that I want to pick up, which is I think ideal for me. Like I picked Bride, I'm looking forward to reading Alchemized, and other than that, I will be reading three from this jar. So I've already done the picking up of the books from this jar. I've made a video. I will leave the link for that in the description. Again, you can go watch it. It was really fun for me doing this because it was my first time doing a TBR jar. So yeah, let's talk about the books that I got for this month from this mini tiny jar. So the first book that I picked was for the romance genre, and the book that I got was Bright Side by Kim Holman. Now this book has been on my TBR for a few years now. I saw a YouTuber talk about this book and they said that it was a good one. It was emotional. I think that's the reason that I have put it off for so long, but now I have no choice but to read it. Now I don't remember what the book is about, but let me read the blurb to you. Secrets, everyone has one. Some are bigger than others, and when secrets are revealed, some will heal you and some will end you. Kate Sedgwick's life has been on anything but typical. She's endured hardship and tragedy, but throughout it all, she remains happy and optimistic. There's a reason for her best friend Gus calls her bright side. Kate is strong-willed, funny, smart, and musically gifted. She's also never believed in love. So when Kat leaves San Diego to attend college in the small town of Grant, Minnesota, the last thing she expects is to fall in love with Keller Banks. They both feel it, but they each have a reason to fight it. They each have a secret, and when secrets are revealed, some will heal you and some will end you. So yeah, that sounds pretty exciting, I think, and I'm excited to look forward to it because it's a romantasy and it has tragedies, and you know they're fun to read in books. I mean, they emotionally destroy you, but it's fun to read. So yeah, I'm excited to read that one. Also, there's a second book for I think her friend Gus that I just mentioned while reading the blurb, and there's another third book. I don't know the name of it. I'll mention it here. So if I enjoy the first book, I think I will pick up the other two books in the series as well if I enjoy the first book. Anyway, moving on, the second book that I picked from romantasy genre was Legacy of Orisha by, no, I don't remember the name. So for fantasy genre, I picked Legacy of Orisha. It is a series. It has three books in it, I think. And the first book is Children of Blood and Bone. Now let's read the blurb for it. They killed my mother. They took our magic. They tried to bury us. Now we rise. Zelia Adebola remembers when the soil of Orisha hummed with magic. Burners ignited flames. Tiders backed waves. And Zelia, Reaper Mother, summoned forth souls. But everything changed the night magic disappeared until the orders of a ruthless king, Magi, were killed, leaving Zelia without a mother and her people without hope. Now Zelia has one chance to bring back magic and strike against the monarchy with the help of a rogue princess. Zelia must outwit and outrun the crown prince, who is hell-bent on eradicating magic for good. Danger lurks in Orisha, where snow entrepreneurs, prowl, and eventful spirits wade in the waters. Yet the greatest danger may be Celia herself as she struggles to control her powers and her growing feelings for her enemy. Okay, this is looking like a enemies to lovers sort of situation in a fantasy genre, and the plot sounds really exciting. I'm hoping it has a good magic system, but I'm excited for that one. Sounds good. Anyway, moving on. The third book that I picked for the thrillers and contemporary genre was The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. Again, this book has been on my list for so long. I heard a lot of YouTubers talk about this book. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Let me read you the blurb for it. Xiomara Batista feels unheard and unable to hide in her Harlem neighborhood. Ever since her body grew into curves, she has learned to let her fists and her fierceness do the talking. But Xiomara has plenty she wants to say, and she pours all her frustration and passion onto the pages of a leather notebook, reciting the words to herself like prayers, especially after she catches feelings for a boy in her bio class named Aman, who her family can never know about. With Mami's determination to force her daughter to obey the laws of the church, Xiomara understands that her thoughts are best kept to herself. So when she's invited to join her school's slam poetry club, she doesn't know how she could ever attend without her mommy finding out. But she still can't stop thinking about performing her poems, because in the face of a world that may not want to hear her, Xiomara refuses to be silent. Nice. The genre, it says poetry and young adult. Also, I remember hearing that the audiobook for this book is like really great, and like if you read along with the audiobook you will have a very immersive experience. So I think I might read this along with an audiobook. I hope I can find a free one online. But yeah, these are all the books that I have for July. It makes up 5 books. I hope I can read all of them this month, and any that I want to continue. Like for The Legacy of Orisha, it has 3 books, so if I enjoy the first book, I will continue with the rest of the series. So that could end up being the books that I read this month as well. But yeah, these were all the books that I read in June and want to read in July. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you have any recommendations for me, leave them in the comments. And do let me know if you had a 5-star read in June, a 1-star read in June, which you are like mad about. I would love to know your thoughts. And if you have read any of these books, definitely tell me about them in the comments. But yeah, I will see you in my next video, and I hope you have a good reading month. And yeah, Allah Hafiz.